it's Fat Guy Walks, and welcome to episode 4 of the amazing podcast. Today, we're going to be talking about something that's dear to my heart, and that's body confidence. So, how it affects someone like me and someone like you. Yes, you out there, and also Natasha over in Denmark. So, let's have a chat. Let's talk about body confidence, and let's see where this goes. Might be tears, guys.
Be strong.
Hey guys, it's Fat Guy Walks here, and we are joined by the lovely Lloyd Best over in Denmark. Hi Natasha, how's it going?
Hey, I'm good. Just having some water.
Good. She's all good. She's just having a bit of liquid refreshment. That is water in it, not vodka. And this is Vimto, not anything else that's in this colour. Weird. We are going to be talking today about. Oh, remember them, geez.
Yeah.
We're going to be talking today about body confidence issues. Now, something that's very dear to my heart as a guy. I haven't really talked about it too much openly about it, but I've suffered all my life with this topic. And it's about my look at it against Natasha's view on it. Natasha, let's have a chat then about body confidence. Now, where do you sit? We've discussed in the last episode that you've always been slim. You've always been athletic build. You had a period where you thought you were underweight and stuff like that. So body confidence, has it always been an issue for you, or have you never seen it as an issue before?
I personally think it's a massive misconception that anyone that is thin, people would normally think that anybody who's thin does not have body confidence issues.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Because actually we have probably just as many as somebody who's overweight. Because what I suffered growing up, and I'm going to actually really blame anything that is outside influences that do it.
Okay.
It's what you hear being told to you, right? That
of course. Yeah.
Confidence, because you're not born and you go, look at that baby roll there. God, that's terrible.
Yeah.
We weren't
it's
born
about
thinking
what
about
we
that.
see in publications and that sort of stuff as well, isn't it? What we're meant to look like.
So I grew up, my sister would never admit to this because she doesn't remember saying stuff like this to me. But if I asked to get up from the table during dinner, she would just joke, "Oh, you're going to go and throw up," and stuff like that, because she was tubby in school and I was very thin because I did a lot of sports. I was doing sports nearly every day. So if there was a team, I was on it. So I definitely had body confidence issues because my sister always made me feel like I was a stick thin. Boys at school would say, kids are mean, right? And would say to me, "Tasha, why do you wear a bra? Would you wear slippers if you had no feet?" That's so mean. Yeah, you laughed. You laughed. Did you say it? You said it to someone.
It was funny though. It was funny.
Yeah.
I got the same thing, but the opposite, because obviously my boobs were quite good at school. So
they were like, "Lewis, why aren't you wearing a bra?" Yeah.
Get that D-cup bra on, Lewis. Jeez, come on, man. Yeah.
And I also used to have the problem that we had with the whole titling of the podcast that we discussed, and you didn't.
Oh yeah, that word you don't like.
Yeah, because you wanted to call it fat brain, skinny brain, and then I had to kind of quietly have a word with you that I didn't like the word skinny.
As me, it's a logical word, but obviously I don't see it as a term of like degrading someone at all or things like that. But obviously someone that has been on that side of things and has been mocked a little with that, then
my friends in school, after PE and you're getting changed in the changing rooms, and my friends, and fair enough, they're the ones that are a little bit overweight, so they're jealous, right? And that's why they're doing it, because it's jealousy. But they would look at me and go, "Oh, you're such a skinny bitch, Tasha." And yeah, sure. I mean, what do you say? You just go, ha, 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 you laugh.
Yeah, I am.
And you just carry that with you, and the more you hear it, it's like
exactly.
negativity that's thrown at you, the more you start to doubt yourself and your own confidence.
Yeah.
So what about you? Did you suffer anything? Because you didn't really put weight on until you were in your teens.
I got on to the chubby side of things in senior school, latter end of senior school. I didn't really get picked on at all at that school. I did at the first senior school I went to, I got picked on quite a bit, but that was not to do with weight or anything like that. It was to do with my sister. And
what did she
that
say
side
then?
of things. So my sister was had a child quite young, didn't she? So
Yeah.
So I was mocked a little bit at school for that bad family and and all that. So I left that school and joined another school in January to 1997. And the other school I went to is completely different. It was more laid back. It was a lot more. And I was one of them kids that wasn't the hard, tough kid, but it wasn't even the unpopular kid or anything like that. It was just someone that no one really messed with at all.
Yeah.
Just left to yourself. So you could dip in with every group, and it was great. So I never had anything like that at school. It was only when I left school and started drinking and stuff, we used to get a lot of the, oh, it's fatty and all that sort of stuff. And that word never really cut me at all. It never really has. Chubby, fatty, anything like that at all. It's when, the only time it ever really got me down is when, and I haven't got it in ages, but I still get it relatively quite a lot in the summer maybe. When I'm exercising outside or riding my bike or whatever, I would get the occasional window wound down of the car and shouted at, chubby fucker and all this.
Really? People would just shout at you?
Yeah. I mean, they feel the need to, vent their anger at the size of my belly or whatever. But it's like,
that's crazy.
Stop that car and then say it to me. No one ever will do. So I got it later on in life, and the way my psyche works, it'll either go one of two ways. It'll either make me go, oh shit, maybe I should go in, look at what I'm wearing or whatever, and think about that. Or it just make me go, I'm exercising, I'm trying to do something about it, so it doesn't matter. But that's now. So that's not always been the case. With me, as we've discussed before off air, I've always suffered from body confidence issues. And I didn't think as a bloke it should be an issue. It shouldn't be the fact that I'm thinking this way. I always questioned why I thought about it like it, but it was just daft. So, and then obviously it's a weird topic for me to talk about. It's a hard one to talk about. And
do you feel then as a man, you shouldn't have body issues, like body confidence issues?
No, I should be rusty tufty. I am what I am. I should get my belly out at the beach. I should wear shorts and t-shirts when it's sunny all the time. I should just be me, a stereotypical Englishman, which I'm not. Like I said before, in the summers and stuff, I mean, I'd wear a fleecy jumper and trousers because I didn't want anyone to see my overhanging belly or anything like that sort of thing. And people were looking at me and it's funny and all that sort of stuff. They still looked at me funny because I was wearing this great big dirty jumper.
Yeah, because then you looked different to everyone else because you had more clothes.
Because everyone else is in the right weather kit and all that for the weather, and I wouldn't be. I'd be sweating everywhere, and it'd just be a real bad thing. And then all of a sudden that just stopped, and I don't know why it stopped. I don't know what changed, but I get it every now and again. Okay. So I still get it now. I'll get it. I'll get dressed one day and go, oh, I don't feel it today. I don't feel right. I don't feel right in my skin, so I'm not going to go outside. And that'd be me trapped indoors all day, and that's terrible. You should never feel that way about the way you look. As you know, I don't like mirrors, so I don't really check myself out that much.
I actually had to ask you to go and buy a mirror, didn't I? Because I asked you to do some self-affirmation work where you had to look in a mirror, and you were like, I don't have. That was
tough. That was horrible.
And that was
even as a kid.
It was around the birth of this idea for the podcast, because it was the more we were talking, we were realizing how differently we think. And when I said, you just go and look in the mirror, and you're like, I don't
She's
have
always
a mirror.
looking in the mirror. She's always got, as soon as Natasha sees the mirror, it's like, oh, hello.
Since like having my second child's addicted to looking in the mirror, I'm definitely not on his level.
So. My brother is the same sort of, my brother, he's the same sort of person as I am. We're cut from the same cloth. We have the same sense of humor, everything, but he is Mr. Vain. He sees the mirror, he's like my dad, he's like, oh, hello. And he cannot walk away from the mirror. He has to look in it. He'll pull funny faces and all that sort of stuff, and it's just completely different to me. I'd love to have had his confidence.
Has he ever shown you at any time that he doesn't have confidence in his body?
Oh, 100%.
Because he's overweight, right?
The older I got and the more savvy I got with people's mannerisms and all that sort of stuff, I noticed every time that we went to a pub, he'd pull his t-shirt, he'd be doing all this because even though he says he doesn't, he's worried about what other people are going to think he looks like.
It's interesting.
So
Yeah, because he does come
fit
across
well.
quite confident normally.
Yeah,
when you meet him. So
yeah, there's so many telltale signs there that you could see in a lot of people that he does. And then I look at myself and I'll be like, I've done all that indoors. I'm not doing it now because I know I look like shit. So I'm going to go into this pub anyway. I don't care.
Yeah.
And then it was very weird. I'd already come to terms with the fact I look shit. So it didn't matter to me then what other people thought of me because I did look shit. And then I'd just get really drunk and just act a fool like the clown.
Yeah.
And then it didn't matter. Everyone loved me. So it was
so
cool.
You hide your self-confidence with laughter and being the jester.
Being over the top. Yeah. A little bit over the top. A little bit. Yeah. Always have done, always will do.
Yeah.
But now in a better way. It's not hiding it. It's actually the real me that's come out. It's the more I do it, the more I think to myself, this is the real me. I do like having fun.
I do notice that when we get onto subjects that maybe you are not comfortable with or you maybe don't want to address at that point, I know fiddle. You're uncomfortable with them because
I fiddle.
You start to crack jokes and you start to change the subject. So I have noticed that about you. So that's
try and gloss it over. I try to do it discreetly.
Yeah.
I fiddle a lot. And there's a thing that, again, body confidence issues goes to lots of different areas with me. So it's not only just the way I look, the way I dress and all that sort of stuff, but I'm also, are you ready for this? This isn't the cheer jerky bit. This is the thing I've not really told many people in my life, ever. And this isn't me mucking about either. I'm a twiddler. So if my hair gets to a certain length, no, Natasha, you don't understand. It's funny. Of course it is. Twiddling. But I'd sit there, wait for it. I'd sit there going, and I could be in the middle of a shop serving someone, and obviously as a manager of a shop and all that sort of stuff, so it's not a good look. And if my hair's a certain length, or even my beard's a certain length, I can't stop twiddling. It's an unconscious thing. It's a comfort thing. It's an unconscious thing. So I don't like my hair getting to a certain length. I don't like my beard getting to a certain length because I will just stand there and just twiddle. And it just feels, for me, I'm calm, I'm zen, I'm very good when I'm doing it. I don't think about anything else. I'm just twiddling my hair in the same spot every time, and it's great. I look for other people's twiddle. So everyone has got a telltale sign of what they do. And that's,
have you ever
again,
noticed
down
my
to the
twiddle?
way. Not yet.
You haven't
I don't think I've spent enough physical time with you yet.
I have a terrible habit. I pick at the dry
skin on the
side of my fingers and then I'll bite it off.
Yeah, so you've got a twiddle.
Yeah.
So that's the thing you do unconsciously when you're...
And it's all the time, and it goes up and down, and I haven't been able to put my finger on when it stops and when it nots, because I suddenly just realised, oh, actually my fingers are looking really good. Wow, I haven't been picking them for a while. They seem to be good.
And then you realise.
And then all of a sudden I'll notice, oh, geez, look at my finger. I've really attacked that. And there's nothing that I can really pinpoint on that I've been stressed about or someone's upset me or I'm concerned about something coming up. I just have it. It doesn't go away. And actually when I saw a therapist for a while when I lost my mum, and she said that things like twiddling, like picking and stuff that you're doing subconsciously is part of your lizard brain. So it's stuff that kind of got embedded in way back, like when you were born. And so probably as a baby I liked to twiddle on stuff, and you probably do the same, right? That as a baby you probably had something that you twiddled on, so it becomes part of your lizard brain, which is the unconscious part of your thinking. So you can never get rid of that.
No,
so the best thing to do is accept it and learn to no, you do. I'm just going to tell you now. No, you have to.
Beefcake. No, I can't. As a beefcake and a heterosexual male and all that sort of stuff, I cannot stand there in the sort of jobs I like doing and twiddle my hair whilst talking to a customer. It will not stop. Even if I'm talking to someone like that or talking to someone I've never met before, I will not be able to stop twiddling my hair if it's a certain length. Can't do it.
Well, we just have to make sure that you keep your hair short and always have something to do with both hands. So just make sure you got a drink in one hand and something in the other.
Exactly, yeah. but not food, not fast food.
Not
So my brothers, so these twiddles, as I call them, everyone's got a twiddle, and it's a body confidence thing because you slipping back to, like you say, lizard brain and something that got in there from early doors. And I like to find other people's twiddles. I'm not trying to find faults in people, but like you said, Kelly comes across as a confident person and all that sort of stuff as well. But I can see through stuff. So I can see through a lot of people's bits and bobs and all that sort of stuff. And it does make me, very much a people watcher, even though I don't like people watching me, if you know what I mean. In
anyone's
the nicest of
watching
ways.
you right now, I just want to put a disclaimer here. If anyone's watching us on YouTube versus the podcast audio,
okay. Yeah.
Lewis is not having a disco in his flat right now.
Oh, yeah, boy. Yeah,
the lights
boy.
are changing constantly. You've got like some sunlight coming in at the side, and every time you move,
Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful over here.
I think earlier it was taking inspiration from your hat, and your entire room went green. It's gone pink. I don't know where the pink's coming from. I reckon you got pink underpants on or something.
No, none at all. So that's another podcast. So for me, body confidence is grown. I think I'll always suffer from it. I don't think I'll ever get rid of it. I definitely won't be able to get rid of my twiddle. But there's, like you say, there's coping mechanisms for body confidence issues. There's things we can do, we can put in place. Now, I'm going on a bit too much. I'll throw it over to you in a second. But one of the things I noticed when I lost lots of weight, I lost to 10 stone, got myself down to about just over 15 stone. And I thought I looked fantastic. I thought, geez, I look good. And I'm buying better clothes. I'm buying nice branded stuff. And it was really nice to go into shops and things like that and just go, oh, that's my size now. And not have to try it on and all that sort of stuff. Whereas being fat, you're quite limited with what you go and wear and buy and stuff. But I was getting a lot of negativity about the way I looked. A lot of people were then saying, only close friends and, close people that haven't seen you for ages would never say it to your face, but probably thought it. And they would say things like, Christ, you look old, but you're looking well. Okay, so I'm looking old, looking well. Yeah, so when I lost loads of weight, because fat don't crack, does it? So there's no wrinkles and stuff. So when I lost weight, I had a lot of wrinkles on my head. It looked a bit gaunt, even though I was still technically overweight.
Right.
And I did looking back at some of the pictures of me back then, I did look a bit too far gone for me. But everyone's always known me as a big guy, big personality, and all that sort of stuff. So I think.
How tall are you actually?
17 foot, 5'9", 5'9", 5'10". So you imagine 26 stone at that. That's a big unit,
Yeah, so you're not like over 6 foot and stretched out.
I'd love to be, of course I would, but I'd love to be a baller.
I wish I was a little bit taller.
No, shush, we can't sing stuff because we'll have to pay copyright. Jeez. No more than 5 seconds. Yeah, no more than 5 seconds.
I'll just do my version.
I know, that's good. I liked it. Yeah, kicking it. But yeah, so it's always going to be with me. It's always going to be something I'll have to look at, even when I do lose the weight again. And we've been discussing in the last day or so with you and a couple of other people as well. I'd like to get up to, lose some weight, but obviously then gain the right sort of weight, which is muscle, and be a bit more beefier. And that's the next goal for me, I think, going forward. But then again, you're going to have the troubles you had before. So you're going to find it hard to find certain tops and whatever stuff like that.
I think you're always going to find something you dislike about your body.
Exactly. Yeah.
It's kind of a human trait. We like to find the negatives in ourselves for some very strange reason.
Yeah.
We would never walk up to someone else and find all their negatives and point them out, but you'll do it to yourself.
No, never. Of course you will. And you'll punish yourself for it. Yeah. So when you met Renee, obviously you're married now and all that sort of stuff as well. So you're comfortable in your own skin now. Before you met Renee and you were on the dating scene, did body confidence come up at all for you? Did you think, was it more of an issue then, or did you think, I am what I am, whatever?
I don't recall having body confidence issues during my dating game. The biggest blow to my body confidence was actually just after leaving school, because I did a lot of sport, morning, evenings, on every single team, over the weekends, and I was very, very thin. So when I left school, I hardly weighed anything. I think I was like 6.5 stone or something ridiculous. And then I went to college, and that first year of being in college, I think I gained like a stone or stone and a half. I gained quite a bit of weight. Then I got glandular fever. For those 2 weeks, I was on liquid diet only because my throat hurt so much. It was so swollen. So I I lose weight very fast if I can't eat properly. So 2 weeks of me not eating properly means I lost all the weight I gained in, I actually think I gained a stone going to college, and then I lost a stone and a half. And then when I could start eating again, I gained the stone back. Like, it takes me a long time to get the weight back again. And then when I gained that weight back again, after I was better, I suddenly noticed on my butt cheeks, these long purple lines appear. And I was just like, what the hell is that? Like, what? I thought maybe I'd fallen over and they were bruises or something. I didn't have cellulite or stretch marks or anything like that. And then I showed my mum. I said, what the hell is this? Have you seen my butt? Like, I don't know what's going on. She's like, oh yeah, the stretch marks. I was like, what? But I'm tiny. Why have I got stretch marks? And I never thought that my tiny little frame would ever get stretch marks. You know, I just didn't think about that. Still, your skin has got to stretch and go back and stretch and go back the same, but just on a smaller frame, right? And it just didn't occur to me that I would ever get stretch marks. And for some reason, that hit me like a ton of bricks. And I throughout my late teenage, early 20s, I couldn't bear to have those stretch marks out. So if I was on a beach, I tried to always make sure I had bikinis that covered my butt enough that didn't show the stretch marks, or I'd wear a swimsuit. And obviously in time they turn to white lines, which don't tan. So then I realized, okay, well, if I got really, because I thought, well, maybe I can just tan them away, right? Now that they're white. So I'll just get a really good tan. And then I noticed, oh God, they look worse. Actually, I look better if I don't have a tan, because then my skin is as white as the stretch marks, right?
Yeah, they go silvery in the sun, don't they?
They go silvery, And then as my body's changed over the years, they obviously sometimes, like, if I put a bit of weight on, they kind of stretch out a bit so they don't look as indented. Whereas if I lose weight, they go more indented. And it's something that bothered me a lot throughout my teens to 20s. But honestly, now I think I've hit that middle age. Just so everyone listening, I'm 41 years of age. I've got to that point in my life, I just don't care what other people think of me.
Yeah, so of course. Now, you got the Golden Girls effect.
Yeah, so now I've got, I've had 2 kids. I've had half a hospital down in my lower region. I just don't care anymore. And so when I'm on the beach, I'm just about wearing clothes now, and I don't care, and I'll go running into the water, and I don't worry about it anymore. And I know I don't have a Baywatch body, but I know it's not that bad either. So I just go, well, I don't care at all.
Well, that's good.
But I got to say, since having children, I gained new stretch marks, like the little silvery ones just below my belly button. And actually, it's not so much the stretch marks there that bother me. It's more about the fact that where my skin has been stretched for the size of a baby in my body and then back, and it's done that twice over, that it's kind of got, it's not blubbery, but it's looser. So it's
blubbery.
It's not blubbery, but it's
not blubbery.
Looser. So I haven't found the point in my fitness regimes yet where it's become, I've got a hidden 6-pack like everybody under there. We've all got a hidden 6-pack.
I've got a barrel, but carry on.
And there's certain times, when I first get up in the morning and I'm super hungry and my body's used every bit of food that I've fed it during the day to consume it during the night. So that's my slimmest point, right? Everybody's their lightest in the morning. So when I get up in the morning, I'm like, oh, God, look at that. Yeah, that looks good. And then I have a cup of coffee and some toast, and then I go, oh no.
And it goes blam.
Hello, you came back again.
Yeah, you're back again.
So I don't, and women have hormonal changes throughout the month. So there's some parts of the month where I become kind of bloated, and I just kind of look at my body like it's changing all the time, and I shouldn't ever be ashamed of it. I don't, and actually I've got to the point, obviously, in my life where, because I don't care about what other people think, it's down to now what I think. So I've realized that actually I need to give myself those good affirmations. I need to say to myself, you look great today. Wow, look at you.
You look good.
Yeah, look in the mirror.
Yeah.
You're hot today, buddy.
Hey, you.
Check you out. Your divine self. Look at that body. Yeah.
Exactly.
I do that to myself. And not because I know that it's something I need to do every day, but because sometimes I'll catch myself if I look in the mirror and I go, oh God, I need to pull that waistband up. Of
course. Yeah.
I catch myself and I go, it's your body, Tasha, you've got to love it no matter what.
Yeah.
But obviously people are probably screaming if they're watching this on YouTube, because they can see me. They're probably screaming, going,
what are you doing,
what is she
girl?
complaining about?
Yeah, exactly.
The reality is, whether you're thin or fat, you get body shamed by someone in your life.
Society,
So society will body shame you. I mean, look at Adele, right? She went from being fat,
crumbs,
lost a ton of weight, so she got bashed for being fat, and then she got bashed for being thin. Like, it's like
that's crazy. Yeah,
you can't win.
Flip your mind up. Yeah, of course. Yeah.
So I think the real thing to understand is you can't please everybody, and you shouldn't be trying to please anybody. You should only be pleasing yourself.
Yeah, please yourself first.
Yeah,
and then everything else should fall in line.
So if you can nurture yourself, and you're taking care of yourself, and you're doing everything to get to the place that you want to be as a person, personality as well as body shape, then I think anything outside of that you should really disregard, because the chances are, if somebody's body shaming you, it's because they've got their own body shame, and it's bullying. Essentially,
of course,
they're making themselves feel better because they're picking on you for your size. So I think that's really important to remember.
There's only a select few people that I can actually feel comfortable with taking my top off. And as a guy, I don't know why, I've never heard of stretch marks before in my life. I don't suffer from stretch marks anywhere. I haven't got one stretch mark on my body. I've got fucking millions of them. They're everywhere. Okay?
Wait for that. We were all waiting for that moment. Like,
so the ones on my arms,
he's actually telling the truth.
I don't know if you can see the ones on my arms, but they actually look like fucking Freddy Krueger scars on my arm. They're like actually indented.
Freddy Krueger is so famous. He has cardboard cutouts of himself.
Yeah, I know. I haven't got any sort of like relationship to Robert Englund.
People dream about him.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
I've
got them all over my belly. I haven't got them on my fabulous butt because it's so peachy and lovely. But mainly I've got some on my shoulders, which are weird ones. Okay. They're really, really red as well. And I've got them everywhere. So I will not take my top off. And it takes a lot for me to get comfortable with someone to do that. I've tried getting my brain around the fact that it's only a stomach. It's only, people are going, and then get used to whatever they're doing. It's fine. But when it came to relationships, it made me go into relationships a lot later in life, which I do regret in a way, because I didn't want to be physical with someone, and it just grossed me out too much.
I definitely haven't had that. Yeah, I definitely haven't. No. I don't mind being naked with the light on, that kind of thing.
No, yeah. So
are you turn the light off kind of guy?
No, now I'm completely the opposite way. Since I've met Lindsay, we've had our tough times. Of course we have. Everyone does. If they've been together for 7 years, they will have some good times, some bad times, whatever. But with her, it's just felt right, and it felt good straight away. She was on a course where she'd lost a lot of weight as well, so she had a lot of issues with her nakedness and all that sort of stuff. But with me, it was great to be in that sort of relationship because we both felt the same way. I've been in relationships with other women before, and they've said it's not been a problem, and I can honestly say it's not a problem for them, and it hasn't been a problem. Yeah.
But I think it's really interesting because everybody looks at stuff in different ways, right? My husband doesn't really see the bad. He only sees the good, right? And so it doesn't matter if I put on a couple of pounds when I'm pregnant and I had a big belly, he still wanted me just as much as when I didn't have the big belly. Whereas I'm just going, are you serious? I feel like a beached whale. I can't.
Yeah.
Get your hands off,
Yeah.
Stop touching these now. They're for the baby. And
all out of bounds.
Out of bounds.
Definitely.
So he looks at me like I don't think I look bad ever in his eyes.
No, and that's beautiful, and that's lovely. And that's the way it should be. But not everyone loves everyone,
like that,
unfortunately. I find it, even with my body confidence issues, I found it a lot easier to get into friendships with women with no agenda, nothing like that at all, which most men can't deal with. I found they can't have that friendship with a woman without having some sort of hidden agenda. Now, that for me has been felt a lot easier to do, create relationships with women than it has men. When really it should have been the other way around, surely, because I shouldn't have felt comfortable enough in my skin the way I felt about myself talking to a woman. But as I stupidly did say, it's actually got somewhere to go with this one. So bear with strapping. So once when me and Lindsay went on our first date, which is a very romantic date in a beautiful, massive house in Petersfield, we're talking away and stuff, and I said, it's so easy to talk to you and all that sort of stuff. She went, why wouldn't it be? I said, sometimes, I badly struggle, but if the woman I'm talking to is ridiculously good looking, I literally can't talk to her. I'm tongue tied and everything. That went down like a lead balloon.
Oh, Lewis.
So I basically just said to her, the only reason I can talk to you is because I don't see you as massively attractive or anything like that. And I mean, when I say I can't talk to them if they're ridiculously good looking, I mean it comes out as, and it's flipping stupid. It's like
okay, but now I'm also thinking, right, so you don't get tongue tied around me either.
I see.
I see what you're doing.
Exactly. I see. Wow.
But I don't have body shame anymore, so
there's no negativity to anyone. And I mean, when I lived in Sweden for a bit, and because I like an English woman, so I haven't got a type. There's no physical type I like. It's all about the connection with the brain with me. It sounds a bit soppy and whatever, but it is about the chemistry up here more than aesthetics and the way they look and stuff. I don't like fake women. Never have done. So covered in lipstick and all this other stuff.
Yeah, but that's a whole another confidence issue, right?
They're covering up again, aren't they?
Yeah.
Most of the women are covering up for issues they've got
social
themselves.
mask.
I'm not against that sort of thing, but for me, it's not the look I would go for. But when I was in Sweden, one of the big things I realised that the type of woman out there was completely different. So they were more of an athletic build out there. A lot of them were the stereotypical blonde hair, blue eyed. First time on in the sub train station in Sumba to get the train to Stockholm. The cashier lady, I was just getting my money out, getting my krona out to pay for my ticket, a week's ticket to go to Stockholm. And I looked up and it was like, whoa, okay. And then instantly, I was talking fine, but as soon as I looked up, it was like, I can't talk. Because this woman looked like she just stepped off of a bloody catwalk or something. It's crazy. And the sort of women out there were all like that. After a while, I didn't enjoy my time out there, and when I saw an English woman, when I first
craving a normal conversation,
talk to anyone, and when I got home and I saw a proper English woman, for me it just felt so much better. And again,
it's just like the overall arc of this conversation. It's just
I love it. It's brilliant. But again,
that English women, you're able to talk to them because they don't look as stunning as a Swedish model.
Exactly. Yeah.
Oh my God. Right, anyone who wants to complain about
Yeah, complain away, complain away.
Let's go. Let's get him, ladies.
If I come up to you in public and you say, "Hey, fat guy, look, let's have a chat," and I chat to you without being tongue-tied,
They're going to test.
you
Oh my God,
know.
people are going to start testing you.
I know, that's it. Well, I'm getting followed as it is quite a lot now anyway. Look at his cast, they say. Oh, look at his cast. They're saying all that now. And, oh, look at his ass as he walks past. You know, I'm getting that quite a lot. It's getting a bit tedious now. So,
Do you know what?
it's strange.
I
It's strange.
just thought about what you were saying with myself, that I've not had a problem. Obviously, I have girlfriends and boyfriends, like boys as friends. I've actually really been always drawn to having more boys as friends. I have some very close girlfriends, but I also have some very close boyfriends who I'd almost put on par with the girls, right?
Yeah.
And one of the reasons I really like having boys as friends is, you know, I've got a pretty cracked sense of humor. So, for example, when I go hiking, I have a regular hiking buddy, and his name's Morton.
He's cool.
And and he is not afraid to tell me the honest truth, right? To a point where, and I love that, but maybe like you have to be friends with girls for a really long time, or really just click properly to be able to talk honestly. And you still would be a little bit like,
of course, am
I going to hurt their feelings if I say this? But, you know, I was on a hiking trip with Morton and also one of my climbing friends, Ben, who Ben is a lot more quiet and certainly not as offensive as Morton. But I've known Morton for a while now. And we were done with the hike. We sat down, we'd made a little fire, and I pulled, like, I have this curly hair stuff going on, and I'd had it tied up, and I kind of took my hair out, which basically ends up like a big balloon of mess.
Yeah.
I kind of like ruffled it like this, which just makes it worse, like a bush.
And
then I just kind of looked at the guys and I was just like, oh God, I got the worst hair going on right now. And they were just like, like looking at me, not saying anything, first of all. And then Morton just looked at me and went, you know, Tasha, you don't have to stay up like with us if you're tired and you want to go to bed. And I just went, do I look that bad? Because I knew I felt that bad. And even Ben nodded at the same time with Morton. And went, yeah, you look like you're done. And I was like, I'm totally done. I'm going to bed. Have a great evening at the bonfire. And I went and got in my hammock and I just like fell asleep listening to them chatting. But I love that about the guys, because my girlfriends would never look at me and go, you look terrible. Just go to bed. You know, and Morton says it to me all the time, like, Tasha, you look terrible. Like, okay.
Yeah. This is it. I mean, you can. So
and that could be shaming too, right? That could be shaming.
Of course, it can.
But you know,
you have to be careful because there is this thin line, isn't there? But if you're close friends, then it's not taken in the same respect as some random stranger shouting abuse at you, sort of thing.
And you're doing it like it's not coming from a place of evil. It's coming
from a love.
He's just basically saying, you look terrible. Just go and you're obviously trying to stay up with us. Just go to bed.
Yeah.
We had walked a long way. We'd walked 20
minutes. This is the thing. Again, the same as what you say about you with women and stuff. You do have to find it's time, isn't it? It's longevity before they let themselves really unwind with you and tell the truths. And
I think women are a little bit more sensitive to should they say.
Of course they are. Yeah. But I found the same thing with men. I mean, a lot of men, the guys I know, they're all manly men, and they won't talk about their feelings and stuff like that. So I always struggle with that. That's why I felt, not that I want to tell my feelings to women all the time and all that sort of stuff, but it just felt better to talk to. So with body confidence issues, when I started talking that to women, they were like, it's not bad at all. I mean, women get it all the time. I said, but women, you've just said that A word. Women get it. How many men do you know? And then they go, oh, my partner's, he's constantly worried about the way he looks. And it's like, but he's never, I know that partner, but they've never told me that. Look at Dwayne Johnson. He is a machine. He's a muscle It's just, he's fantastic. He struggled when he quit wrestling. He wasn't nowhere near as good a shape as he is in now, and he'll agree with me too. He's a close personal friend of mine, and he is now. He's said himself that he's totally addicted to being in the gym now. So he's maybe in the gym far too much now, and that's him saying, maybe I've gone too far. Maybe I've stepped a bit too much on this. So, all walks of life. It doesn't mean everyone has to have body confidence issues. You could be the fittest person on the planet, but you'll still have that thing about you in your brain that says, I don't like that part of me. I don't like that part of me. And it's trying to re-educate everyone would take far too much time. So really what we're saying is just be nice, isn't it? Just be kind.
Before you say something mean to somebody, just stop
think about
yourself
how
and
that
think,
makes them feel. Yeah.
Am I about to destroy their life if I say this? Or,
exactly.
Is it constructive to, because, there's a certain way. If you think somebody should be doing something differently, instead of just being like, oh, you fat bastard, or maybe you shouldn't be going in that McDonald's for your second time today. Just formulate it a little bit better.
Yeah.
Because all that's going to do is hit the person in the face, like you just punch them, instead of actually putting out your hand and saying, I can see you got a problem.
Yeah, exactly.
And so, can I help you?
What we need to do, there's a movement over here when we lost Caroline Flack, who got a lot of grief on social media, and it drove her to suicide.
I haven't heard of
beautiful
this.
Personality, beautiful lady. She started off in the public frame with Keith Lemon, Lee Francis on Bo Selector, and she used to play Bubbles when he used to do his Michael Jackass, and she went on to big celebrity, huge presenter and all that. She took her own life because of the trolls online, and she, to the outside world, she was stunning. She's a very good-looking girl and all that. But there was these people constantly nitpicking at her and all that, and she decided enough was enough. So after that happened, one of the last things she wrote online before she done the deed was something, and then be kind, and that was it. And that then just ran through this country, the hashtag be kind.
Yeah.
And it just is. Think, that one comment from you saying, all right, Fatty, you should let her cheeseburgers, you fat fuck. That could be the last thing they wanted to hear. That then goes, right, that's it. I've decided now. That's it. Checking out, done. Yeah, that one person could tip them over the edge. And again, you silly cow, what are you doing? Just eat some more pies, you should. Again, they could have heard that one too many times again, and that's driven them to do something silly to themselves. And so what message are we taking away from today's podcast? I would say for me, the message I got is be kind. From inside out, you are what you are, basically. You can work on a lot of things about yourself. And like you said, it's a journey. If you set yourself a life goal, we can, if we put the time in, we can change pretty much everything that we want to change.
Everything about our life and everything about the way we look at ourselves. So all that body confidence, all that shaming that you had over the years, it's time to shed it. And I think it's now time to pick yourself up and start to love. If you take things that you hate, you can neurologically transform the way you think. But if you take something that you hate and start really keep telling yourself how much you love it. Pound on it. I tell my butt I love it all the time, even though it's got these lines across it.
She tells her butt every day she loves it. Hey, butt, love you. Like that.
Yeah. It's my lovely lady Hans.
But exactly. Don't keep singing copyright material. So this is the thing. I mean, we've connected, hopefully connecting for millions of viewers and listeners out there as well. Maybe even billions. And it's one of these things that we are going to be going on about. We will have, each topic is going to be different per podcast, but they'll have a running theme through it where you'll be able to connect the dots to all of them and see it all starts with loving yourself. Love yourself, love each other.
Yeah.
And just be happy. And if you're not happy,
and do not Do not. The second you feel that something's going to pass your lips where you body shame somebody else because you actually dislike yourself, just stop yourself.
Yeah.
And you need
How
to
would
stop
you
doing
react?
it. Yeah.
How would you
you
react if you
feel if
said,
they said
yeah,
that? Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
So on that note, Natasha, let's wrap up today's episode and let's go outside. Let's ground ourselves. Let's go to our happy
Get in
places.
nature. Yeah, find the happy place.
Let's go.
I think
That's
if anybody,
4.
yeah, that's episode 4. If you want to watch us on YouTube, this episode is on YouTube. Otherwise, you're listening to it on the podcast. Tell all your friends, get them on board. We've got a Facebook community. And yeah, we're just going to keep building up
She's
here.
good. She's good, ladies and gentlemen. She's good.
Am I a plugger?
She's a plug-in.
Plug.
And that's us. Let's go on to episode 5. Let's keep it real. Have a great day.
Have a great day, everyone. Bye.
Bye.